Today, guys, we're going to talk about some things to watch out for in this joint practice with the Green Bay Packers. The Bengals are hosting the Packers on Wednesday in their first and only joint training camp practice. Obviously, last year went crazy with Aaron Donald, and even Nick Scott talked about it, how it was pretty much everyone for themselves at that point. Once Donald went crazy, nobody knew what to do. There are plenty of storylines to monitor, even though Joe Burrow is still recovering from his calf strain. Here are 3 things I'll be watching for on Wednesday afternoon. Starting off right away, will Jonah Williams continue to thrive at right tackle? You got to keep in mind, other than the preseason Week 1 game, this is the first time we're going to see Jonah Williams and Jackson Carman versus another team's number 1 unit, right? And as Kenny Clark said, they're going to be banging up against us. They're going to be smashing up against us, trying to really see how good of a defensive unit they are. And the thing is, because I know a lot of people said, like, oh, well, hang on, they need to calm down. We don't want injuries. These starters, especially the number 1s, they're not going to get any preseason time, guys. This is the only time before Week 1 of the regular season that they're really going to go out there and put everything on the line, right? Because by the way, this is only joint practice, and then Week 1 of the season is 3-4 weeks away. They're not going to get preseason action, so they want to make sure they can get up to game speed of smashing one another, trying to, do their best, where they're not hitting their own players. They're going to hit our players, and we're going to hit their players. But we want to see how good Jonah and Jackson Carman can hold up for Trevor Siemian today. Because, again, if Jackson Carman is getting destroyed, it's a little bit different than when we had Miles Murphy or Sam Hubbard going against him, where, again, after the play, he's not going to hit our quarterback. Now, today, obviously, no, we're not going to see the Packers guys, even if they get past the offensive line, they're not going to smash Trevor Siemian, but it could happen, right? It definitely could happen, but their idea is that their goal is not to hurt our quarterback. But it's very possible someone slips, someone falls, or someone's, in the competitive mindset, and they end up hitting Trevor Siemian. Well, you know how you stop that? By blocking, right? That's how you stop it. Trevor Siemian and Jake Browning. So, Jonah, we're going to see today, how can he compete versus, again, the Packers' number 1 unit. And the Packers have a very good defense, so I'm actually happy we're going against them in the joint process, because it gives us a really good look of, against a competitive defense, how can we thrive? That's number 1. And as it says right here, Jonah Williams made a smooth transition to right tackle. It's one thing to keep to be success in practice against your teammates. Going out there and doing it against a different team is a different story, right? That's a huge, huge thing here. Number 2, running back pass blocking. And I'll kind of expand this a little bit more. It's also hitting the hole correctly and making plays. Again, keep in mind, guys, that in this process, like, again, I said this a million times, but I'll say it again, that, like, for example, when you hand the ball off to Chase Brown here, right, and the hole opens up, and he makes the play, and he shoots through it, and it's all awesome, yes, our rookie did that. In a Green Bay Packers joint process, they're going to be all over that, because unlike, our first team, when that happens, our first team defense, like, oh, he got me. The Packers, they're trying to make a team. Some of those guys on the first team are still trying to make a team. They're trying to get a roster spot. They're trying to get above the roster spot. So when Chase Brown is there, they're going to die for him, right? They're going to go after him. And also pass blocking. We know Chris Evans is very good at pass blocking in the backfield. We're going to see how Chase Brown is good at pass blocking. But that is a part of, a huge part of offense, is if a guy gets past the left tackle, gets past the right tackle, making sure you can chip off the guy so he's not hitting your quarterback. And again, with Jackson Carman, I'm not trying to pick on him, but if he does struggle a little bit and has some problems, we're going to need to see Chase Brown, Joe Mixon, Chris Evans, Travion Williams, chip the guy off and make sure he doesn't get after Jake Browning or Trevor Siemian. So that's another huge thing here. And as it says right here, Joe Mixon has had some solid reps as a pass blocker on Sunday and Monday. Will this theme continue against the Packers? Travion Williams will practice to do a high ankle sprain, so we won't see him out there, which leaves the door open for Chase Brown and Chris Evans to show what they show that they can be reliable in the pass protection. This is the biggest question mark remaining on the Bengals offensive depth chart. So again, we're going to see, who can pass block the best. And this is going to be a process we do today. Now, again, keep in mind, we're going to hope no one hits the quarterback and no one gets hurt in this issue. Number 3 is going to be the secondary. And let's be honest, the secondary has looked absolutely amazing. DJ Turner has been on the top of his game. Dax Hill has looked great. Sidney Jones has looked great. Cheeto still coming back, so he's not 100% yet. He hasn't really got too much into team drills. But Cam Taylor-Britt has been locked down corner, other than going against Chase, Jamar Chase. But then, listen, that's almost impossible to stop. So we're going to see how we can go against this young secondary of the Green Bay Packers. Keep in mind, guys, Green Bay Packers, the oldest guy on the team, wide receiver-wise, is 25 years old. They don't have an old receiving room. What that means is there's not a lot of veterans there. And a lot of those guys are just kind of just learning and trying to make the team. So that's kind of a huge benefit for us, right? Because we're not going to see, our secondary going against Jay Jettis out there, right? We're going against Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, who, again, they're solid players, but they're not that great, right? And then they have Jordan Love at quarterback. So we're not going against Aaron Rodgers. We're not going against a top-end quarterback. So it's not going to be the best comparison to see how our secondary, kind of goes against, like the best of the best. But it's a nice transition, right? From a new secondary now, newer players trying to go against, I would say a middle-of-the-pack type of offense, right? And, Jordan Love so far has been wishy-washy in training camp, based on what I understand. He's hit a couple good deep balls, but other than that, he's been kind of inconsistent. And this could be a chance also for our secondary to really take a, vamp up. Be excited, make a play. DJ Turner, pick the ball off. This is a really good chance for that to happen too. So, again, Nick Scott, I also should have mentioned him too. Jordan Battle, really haven't had too much training camp reps so far, but he might get some today. Other things to watch for. Where does Myles Murphy fit in the defensive line rotation? Will they move him around? Will he take reps at the end and tackle like he has in recent days? Charlie Jones dealing with a shoulder injury. Will he sit out of team drills in hopes of playing on Friday's preseason opener? My guess to that question is yes. But here's another thing. Andre and Poison Ivy, how will they react today? Now, keep in mind, Poison Ivy, I showed off a clip, and yes, it was a bad throw, but at the end of the day, he went against Jamar Chase, and he held his own, okay? I'll say that. Jamar Chase would have caught if Joe Burrow threw it, okay? That's the end of the day. But today, he's not going against the best of the best. He's going against younger receivers, and should be a chance for Poison Ivy to really show, he can really step up and be a really good player for us. So this is another really good example. And again, Andre, without having, Charlie Jones out there, how does he react? How does he play? Trevor Siemian might have a slight edge on Jake Browning in the backup quarterback competition, but we're going to see today, how does he throw the ball versus an actual number one team's defense. So again, like I said, guys, a lot of things to watch out for today. We're going to be doing a lot of videos today, and you probably already guessed that because the last 2 days I've been uploading 7 videos every day. I actually, if you guys did not know, I have like 4 different channels. I upload around 22 videos a day, so if you love my voice, you just love seeing my face, I upload like 22 videos a day. But anyway, though, this channel is going to get another 7 videos today because we got to go through all this game, training camp footage today from the joint processes, see how the players are playing, kind of evaluate them, and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check out the channel, guys. It's going to be a busy day today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.